Oh my God, I'm actually ready on time. What the hell? Okay. Good morning. Hi, Liz. I'm so glad you got out of class on time. I'm so sorry I didn't respond immediately. I was like in the middle of like brain fog and doing other things. And Austin and Nixie, hello. Austin, thank you so much for the year sub. Dude, it's been 12 months. 12 months of streaming, 12 months of chaos, 12 months of just growth and like learning and new stuff. Oh my God. Ah. Oh my goodness. Well, oh gosh, Liz, my day. Hold on. Time went by so fast. I know. My day so far has been going all right. I feel like talking a lot today. So I don't really know what else we're going to be doing. I don't know how long this stream will last, but if I'm being honest, and I think it's very important to be honest with your feelings, not necessarily to bring like a space down, but just to be like forthright whenever people ask a question, right? I would venture to say that I'm doing very well and not the best. Oh my God, you don't love me? What a lie. That's not true, Joe. I love you. Of course I do. Welcome to chat. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to a new week where we get to a new day where we get to make the most of it. You know, I don't know. I'm all ears. I feel that as well. Oh, Liz, I actually would love to hear about your week as well, because I know Liz, who is a fellow streamer, so is No More Socks. Liz had a fun week hanging out with friends. If you're not already following them, you should. They stream, they have fun, they do stuff. Liz plays games and chats and is amazing. Austin does coding and chats and is amazing. But yeah, you know, how are you guys doing also? Let me know how your week is. Let me know how your week went, how your weekend went. As I sort of mentioned in the title, I want to talk about like where we're going and what we're doing, because that's been on my brain. It's been very heavy on my mind lately. You know, the future and stuff like that. But I don't know. Last night was weird. Not in a terrible way, just in a weird way, and dealing with some PMS emotions, and then just general like actively for not that PMS emotions aren't for a reason, but like sometimes they could just be hormonal and like they amplify things. But also just dealing with like other emotions. Weekend was an emotional roller coaster, but luckily ended on a high note, so I'm good now. Austin, I'm so sorry. I'm happy that you're on a good. Sorry, Milo, I just pushed you away. Come here. I'm glad you've ended on a high, or you're starting on a high anyway. But I feel that. I sort of had an emotional weekend as well. Let's talk about that. I'm just kidding. No, we don't have to rehash things. But I definitely feel like I'm thinking a lot about a lot of things. And I don't know if it's the fact that there are just so many thoughts going on in my brain that's like overwhelming me and making me feel super emotional, or if it's just that like actively, you know, it's a lot. And I don't know. I had a great week, but it was all laced with stress and some sadness. Oh, Liz, I'm sorry. Happy that it was great. So happy that it was great. But you know what? Interestingly enough, life is like that too, right? It's all about like balance, and can't always be good, or it's not always going to be perfect, especially whenever it comes to people visiting you, friends coming from like out of state or whatever. There's always that knowing that it will end. You know, they will have to leave. You will have to be remaining where you are. You will not see them for X amount of time. So I get that. But the moments in between, right? All those happy little, perfect little moments in between. It's definitely like that, trying to keep my eyes on the positive parts. Precisely. Which is also where I'm at, and that's what I'm trying to do. Oops, wrong way with the hair. Trying to keep my eyes on the positives, not at the, not to my detriment, right? Because I am so over that whole, like, it must always be positive, must always find the light in every moment. I think it's great to do that, but sometimes it can be a little, like, toxic whenever you're not ready to find the light. Yeah. I really, like, today, this morning, this weekend, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster of emotions for me as well, Austin, but only because I am, like, up and down about the, like, goals that I have right now. It is the, like, cacophony of excitement over new and unknown and uncharted spaces, the excitement about meeting new people, and then the fear of everything changing. And change meaning I can, like, distance myself from people. I might lose friends, I might lose this, that, and the other, just because, distance and time and all that, which is pretty commonplace, I'd say. Like, that's a part, excuse me, that happens in life generally, but whenever it most likely will start to happen because of the choices you're going to make to better your life, it can be very daunting. You have still got to let yourself feel the bad with the good. Exactly, right? Exactly. The bad and the good, they're all a part of the mix, the fold, everything. So I could not agree with you more. Yeah, I'm curious about everybody else's goals and dreams, though, because, like, I have, I guess, to, like, touch base on, like, my Monday update from the weekend. I was, like, every single day, even though I knew that I would not get any, like, emails from them, every day I was checking my emails to see, had anybody from school message me to let me know, like, any parts of the information that I had been asking about. So, I'm inquiring about financial aid, I'm inquiring about, orientation, I'm inquiring about all kinds of stuff. And so I was searching nonstop on, searching my emails nonstop. And that was kind of like a little bit of a stress-inducing experience, because I really want to get stuff done. And until I am, like, in my classes doing my thing, I don't think that I'm going to feel settled, even though I should try now, Yeah, I feel that about moving out of state. There's definitely some anxiety around it, but I think overall it's a net positive that I'm excited for. Exactly. Yeah. I think that's also where I'm at with it. It is a net positive in the general sense. There are going to be negatives in any situation, right? We are always going to constantly experience the downfall of our, choices, because there is going to be the equal and opposite reaction to it. But it's going to make you happy with your move. It's going to, fulfill you. It's not going to be forever. I think that's also really important, because for somebody like me who can struggle with the idea of, like, overcommitting or just commitment in a general sense, knowing that there's an out, knowing that there's an escape route, knowing that I have a choice, and it is not like, how my parents used to say, like, once you pick your job, like, that's it, you're doing it for the rest of your life. It's like, no, I have options. I think that also helps. There's a really good song called Eat the Elephant by A Perfect Circle. That's about being overwhelmed by the things in front of you and just try beginning. Ooh, Joe, I'm going to write that down. What is it called? Eat the Elephant. Eat the Elephant. I'm learning Spanish, so that's no big deal. I don't think that's how you say elephant in Spanish, but whatever. Oh yeah, Zara mentioned you started looking at school stuff. I need deets. Oh, I got you. I've got so many deets. I have so many things to talk about. And if anybody, especially Liz, because I know you're in school right now, if anybody has any tips on how to deal, please share. Yeah, the anticipation limbo before the next step is a very odd place, stressful but exciting, scary but hopeful. Precisely, it's all of these things. It's a, you know, that's how I feel about it anyway. It's a, always options. Also writing that down. Hell yeah, writing on your hand. That's such a bad habit. I can't help it. It's a bad habit, but I also couldn't find a sheet of paper. I mean, I guess I could have if I looked hard enough, but I didn't want to forget. Knowing my brain, I would forget that I was trying to write it down. So. And it's like a brown pen, so you can't even see it. It'll come off really easily. It's okay. I write on myself all the time. Okay, schooling. Yeah. So, let me just strap in because I have decided to go back to school, which means there are going to be more conversations on here about school. If you are unfamiliar with me, I am a 30-year-old woman who went to school originally. I went to college to get a degree in emerging media character animation. It was the only art path that really appealed to me at the time. So I was like, I'm doing it. I love it. I'm excited. Whatever, I'm doing it. At the time when I went to school, I was excited about art. I wanted to learn more about art, but I was doing it in large part because of the people around me, which I think we all know your circles can influence you. How to Become a Straight A Student by Cal Newport is a good book, especially for people returning to school. Become a straight. Honestly, when I read that initially, I stopped at straight and I was like, wait. Okay, a student. It's not that kind of book. Got it. Okay. Thank you. I will remember that book as well. If you missed it, Austin just threw out there How to Become a Straight A Student by Cal Newport. Newport is a book. And then Joe mentioned Eat the Elephant, a song about being overwhelmed and then potentially how to process it, I believe. So these are good recommendations. Write them on your hand, write them on a note, get yourself ready for the goals. The future is bright, right? 30 already, damn, you're so old. Oh wait, I mean young goddess. Nixie, I know. I'm talking about my age again. It's a problem. It's just every time I think about it, I'm like, I'm 30. I'm so past my young teenage adolescent stage, but I'm so far from being elderly. I'm in this I'm in the middle. I'll link it to you in Discord. That's more permanent than you. Okay, yeah, you're right. I might start to sweat, so it might wash away. Thank you so much, Austin. I cannot give good advice for school success. I went back when I wasn't much younger than you and legit would be drinking margaritas in class. Graduated on the president's list. My path is not for most. Joe, that's so impressive, though. What the hell? I was drinking margaritas in class, but I graduated on the president's list. So, genius status. What can I say? No, I mean, look, everybody's path is going to be different, right? Nobody's going to have the same trajectory. It's just, I mean, nobody's going to have the same road to walk down. We can all have similar trajectories. We can all have similar interests, but it's going to be different for everyone. So, Vanny, old lady. Hi, hello. I'm about to talk about my school journey here in a second, which is really exciting, but also again, so I'm gonna be talking about this a lot within the next couple of weeks to months to years because school takes time, as we all know, and it's going to be heavy on my mind. That is what it is. And I'm going to keep it light, keep it fun, keep it spicy, but I'm also going to keep it real because I am a little stressed out about it. I am a little overwhelmed. I went to school, like I mentioned, for one thing years ago, but I was going to school for it because my mom wanted me to go, my dad wanted me to go. I was going to be the first kid in my household to get my bachelor's degree. I got my AA, so I'm the first one in the house, I believe, to get my AA, but I don't have a bachelor's degree. And for a long time after, basically, I went through a really bad breakup. That's whenever I decided to move to California, and I lived out of a bus for a little bit. Like, I did this whole thing. I did the song and dance of life, right? You know, it was amazing. And not to say that life is over yet, but I just did things that fulfilled me, that felt more like my calling, something that I wanted to do, as opposed to going to school, which had never really felt like my thing, at least at that point in my life. Recently, I have been having these moments, like these little epiphany moments. I'm not sure if you like know how that feels, but if you do, you do, and I hope you do one day, because it's just like a light switch goes off in your head, or turns on, I guess, maybe in your head, and you realize, okay, well, I want to do a little bit more with this thing that I'm calling my life, or I want to like pick a new path, or I want to be happy with what I'm doing. And within the last couple of weeks, I have said to myself, I want to make a very big move, and I want, excuse me, ugh, my gosh, I was outside all weekend, so my allergies. The first semester is going to be an adjustment for sure. I took time off too, and getting back into the learning and actively absorbing mindset is a big shift. Yes, yes. And that's sort of the fear that I'm having a little bit. I am very apprehensive about my first semester. I'm like, I'm going to just take one class. No, I'll take two classes. Maybe I'll go full time, because I have the time. It's not like I don't have the time. It is just, do I have the, like, I don't know, the drive or the mental capacity? I don't even know. But I recently decided that I wanted to make a big move, big shift in my life. I said that I wanted to move overseas. I don't know where yet. There's no promises on where I'm gonna go, or when it's gonna happen, or even if it's gonna happen, because I like keeping stuff open-ended. Remember, I said commitment issues. This girl has them. She is working through this. And if you have commitment issues too, don't worry about it, okay? Like, when you're ready to work through it, you'll work through it. But I said to myself, I want to move overseas. I have a couple of different places in mind. I have one place in particular that I'm like, I want to go there. I want to live there. That'll be so much fun. But it's a big decision. It's a huge decision. And initially, what's really great about having these big decisions and then like communicating them with people is that you slowly pick up on like the different things you need to do in order to take care of it. And then you realize how daunting the task is. And then you realize whether or not it's something you actually want to do, or if it's just kind of this pipe dream that like you don't actually want, you just thought it'd be a fun idea. Like, if it becomes too difficult and you no longer want to go for it, that kind of, that could happen. And you realize whether or not you're going to let fear drive you, or, comfort drive you. And that's not me saying fear or comfort is right or wrong. It's just, you have to make a choice, right? You come to forks in the roads and you got to make choices. And what's happening here in chat? The administration work that it takes to be a student is a lot. That would be the biggest struggle for me. Yes. I think yes, because I think the education part is going to be easy. I love learning, especially whenever it's something I'm interested in, which is one of the big points about me going to school that I'll get to later on, because it is like a stressed point for me. But like the administration work, this whole build up to school is a lot. And like having to keep tabs of things. Honestly, I just want to go into an advisory office and be like, hey, tell me what I need to do to get from point A to point B, and like make it as easy for me as possible. Like, I don't have to do much in the way of thinking, because that's where I struggle. Tor, thanks so much for stopping in. Enjoy work today. Yeah, big movie man over there. Enjoying his best life too, dude. You guys! Okay, so just as a side note, Tor is fulfilling his fucking dreams as well, working in, like, wanting to work in the film industry. Like, y'all, goals and dreams. It's fucking happening, and I'm so excited for all of us. Anyway, okay, so Liz says, you got this. Do what makes you comfy, and you'll get the hang of it again. Thank you so much. And I agree with that. That is also, like, kind of piggybacks onto the whole what I've been stressing about. Joe says... But honestly, my best advice is intense compartmentalization. I wouldn't even think of any part of any class that existed more than 3 weeks in the future. Plan the semester out, then just put blinders on to anything you don't need to think about immediately. Ooh, I agree with that. I do agree with that, because I think that I get very scatterbrained very quickly, and I would Yes, yes. Liz also agrees with that, and I think that that's a completely valid sentiment. And that's the goal, right? That's the goal that I have in mind is keep it simple. Focus on the things that need doing immediately and try not to think or stress too much about the things that are happening in the future. Plan for them, but don't you know, worry too much about them. Bullet journaling saved my life for real for planning out my work and schedule. I don't know how to bullet journal. I also don't know how to journal. And I think that's something that I would like to look into. Now, let me know if you guys can relate to this, especially people who have gone to school after, like, are readmitting themselves into school. So used to taught me, yes, and that's what I was about to say. My desire to learn now is so much stronger than it was before. Um, I was sort of talking about this earlier, where going to school initially for people and then now choosing to go to school for myself because I want to move overseas. And there are like all these different things that come into play with it, including potentially having to get a. Hi, Tech. Welcome to the chat. Sorry, the audio stopped talking for a second. It might repeat itself twice, and I'm sorry if it does, but welcome. Thank you for the follow. Happy you're here. Thank you for the lurks. Thank you for if you decide to chat, whatever. Thank you. We're talking about schooling and life stuff and goals, so you know. There's a bullet journaling book by the guy who started the trend. Really? I think I'd probably benefit from YouTube first, but a book might be helpful. I'm actually, as a side note, Austin, I picked up your financing book that you gave me, and I'm actually going through it again. I hit the wall of the same question that I don't want to answer again, but I think I'm going to pass that question, answer some of the other questions, and then come back to it because I want to keep the momentum going. Yeah. But in realizing that I wanted to move overseas, I spoke to my friend Zora, Austin's fiance, and just Zora, amazing human being. She's not just Austin's fiance. She's a brilliant woman going to school for nursing. She also inspired me with her schooling endeavor. She mentioned that she had talked to a couple people and the potentiality of needing to find a sponsor, if I don't already have a job by then that pays well enough, a sponsor who can like take me under their wing and then I like work under them. In order to get that, I might need to have my bachelor's degree. And I was like, well, your girl don't got that. Now, when I was going to school, I was very close. I think I just calculated all of my credits and I was like 90 credit hours, which is out of 120 credit hours that you need in order to graduate. And I was like, ooh, I'm so close. I could just go back to school, finish up that degree and be done. But then I realized, right? I've been making art on my own for a while, and you can still learn a lot from school. You can definitely still learn a lot from school, and I'm sure I would have learned a lot in character animation. But books are my first resource usually. I understand that they're not the starting place for everyone. Oh yeah, no. And I appreciate the options because I do love books as well, and I like reading, and I want to read more, so I think it'd be beneficial for me in a lot of different interests that I have, and like goals that I have, but I think YouTube for like certain things is more helpful because I'm a little bit more of a visual learner in that regard. Reading is kind of visual as well, right? But anyway, I digress. If it's a picture book, what the hell? Okay, my brain. So I thought, why go back to school for something that I'm kind of already doing? Now, I'm not doing character animation, but I don't have any desire to work for a company to be a character animator. I don't have any desire to learn in a proper, like, academic setting about art. I've been learning a lot on YouTube and through different tutorials that way. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll go for something else. And I have always loved science. As much as I am like art heavy and I am not by any stretch of the imagination an expert or good at like math whenever it comes to like how it applies to science. I have always loved science, truly. Hey, Tech, you're my 160th follower. I just checked on my little, like, I have a couple different screens going on here. Thank you so much. That's so fun. I love even numbers. So thanks for being here. Oh, fuck. I need to stay focused. Where was I at? Okay, so yeah, I don't want to learn about art. I don't want to go to school for art. Even though it's really close, even though it would be the easiest way. If I go to my advisor and they're like, just do this, finish this up, and then you can get a second degree and you can keep going to school and get your second degree in what you actually want, do that. Like if they mention that, then fine, I'll go with that route. But if they are like, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want, just choose your best path, then I'm going to go down a different route. And the different route is sciences, but this isn't like specific science. This is actually like science history a little bit. There are a lot of sciences that don't involve math, as long as you're not doing physics or something. Yeah, exactly, right? The reason why I mentioned the math part is because I did, in my very Virgo way, I went on an extensive rabbit hole spiral, and I looked up all the coursework that I would have to do because, as I mentioned earlier, my interest in doing this right the first time and like learning properly the first time is so much more than whenever I initially started schooling back when I was early 20s. I now have like Zora threw out different like ideas for me. She's like, hey, like check this, check into this, look into work opportunities, look into this, that, and the other. Like she just gave me so much information to start building off of. Then I was like, okay. And then I Googled like the workforce, what I would need in order to like get a proper job in the field that I want. And I'll get to the what I'm going to school for in a second. Okay, we're edging closer. You know what I'm saying? So I've just been like properly sitting down and writing in my fucking notebook how like all the different things that I need. And I realized that what I need for this particular study is going to be like a statistics or like a physics class. It's one of the like sciences, maths-ish kind of thing that I never actually took. Because whenever I was doing art, I was like, hey, I just have to do the bare minimum. Now I'm like, oh, I gotta do a little bit more than the bare minimum. Okay, fine. You know, it's funny. A lot of places don't actually care about what you have your degree in. They only care that you're educated that far. So so do what you love and what brings you joy, and you'll be able to do lots of things. Ooh, science. Yeah, stats is good for doing research and stuff. Precisely. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a try. Physics came back for you. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, fuck you, bitch. But no, I agree with you, Liz. And that's actually a big point that I want to make because, in deciding that I don't want to go in for art anymore and doing this whole like search on what I'd actually want to do, I realized that it was either going to be in between art history as a major, like technically it was just going to be history, or anthropology. Well, in doing some cursory, you know, very basic searches of both of those, I found myself falling more and more and more and more in love with anthropology the longer I sat with it. And when I was a kid, I loved animals to the point where, like, obviously I spoke to Liz briefly about this. I wanted to like go into veterinary medicine. I wanted to be a zoologist. I wanted to be a wildlife ecologist. Like I wanted to focus on animals because I thought people were trash. Animals are where it's at. I watched that video that I mentioned. Yeah, that sounds right up your alley, right? I watched that video that I mentioned, Liz, of that girl who she wanted to become a zookeeper, so she went and she got a sociology degree. And I think subconsciously, somewhere in my body, my brain, I was like, that makes sense. And so anthropology sort of popped up. And as I continue to read it, as I continue to explore the topic, I have just literally been out of my mind with excitement. The potentiality that comes with this degree is overwhelming to my system. I've found that any time that I have brought myself away from my art, I always end up finding my way back to it, but I always bring myself away from my art for long stretches of time. Whenever I did practice yoga, I wasn't making art at all. When I was over in like California, I wasn't making art. And then eventually when I go back to my art, all of those experiences that I've had help me to further my like artistic journey. So through teaching yoga, I learned anatomy. And with anthropology, I don't know how it will affect my art, but the study of people, especially archaeology, which is going to be where I'd want to set my focus, although linguistic anthropology sounds really cool as well. but like this study of people is inevitably going to help me, and it'll like bring all of my interests together, which is something that I seek whenever I'm going out into the world to make big decisions on life. But yeah, I settled on anthropology. It was kind of a fight for me, back and forth still in my brain, because the other night whenever I was like, okay, yeah, no, this is what I want to do, I then watched a movie, and it was The Fantastic Mr. Fox, and it was stop motion animation, and obviously art is involved with that, and I just was like, God, I'm gonna be so sad if I don't get involved in that field of like art and film or whatever. But I had to realize that like that wasn't my goal initially anyway. Like I wasn't thinking about that anyway. So that's a side tangent thought of like my fears involved with settling on one degree. But anthropology, y'all, that's where I want to live, because I can use anthropology not only to help with people, but to help understand how people like live in worlds and societies so that we can better understand them for the future. And some of the classes that I looked into just sound, you can still take electives. Exactly. I can still take electives. I can still, like, I have all of these different options. Like education isn't just limited to this. I also can do a minor, and I was thinking about doing an art history minor, because then it still brings together what I need. But when I was doing my research, when I was looking up information on anthropology and anthropology majors, I found that people who have an anthropology bachelor's degree, they generally get like assistant positions. And then if you want to you want to work at like a museum or on a historic site or do any of those really badass things, EV level things, I need to get a master's degree. And I have said this a couple times this weekend, especially to my parents, because guess who info dumped on them? This girl. And who's info dumping on you all now as well. I feel so silly sometimes whenever I do it, because I just want to find people who like are as excited about the very either niche or, I don't know, things that I'm interested in. And I always try and seek out like a certain reaction, and I don't always get that reaction. I'm like bummed. But I mean, they're just, they're my parents. They're like, I don't really, whatever you're excited about, we're going to just be like excited that you're excited. So I digress. Got to get my master's. And I never really thought of myself as being someone who would ever go that far with my education. I thought, and sometimes still think, that like schooling is like, it's important. I think education is really important and learning stuff is really important, but it's not like you can only learn through colleges, as we've sort of mentioned with like YouTube and everything else. And then also, as Liz mentioned, sometimes you get a degree in something and then that's not even like the job that you come out of school with, because people just care about you having that level of education. And that was a big thing that I thought about when I was choosing to go back to this. If I'm going to go back to school, I'm not going to go back to school with what career am I going to walk out of university, ready for. And that might be really silly, but I just wasn't thinking about the money. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking more about what am I going to be fulfilled with? What's going to be a successful track for me that I will go down and I will learn and I will grow and I will be engaged in, because I've had my experiences with school where I just wasn't engaged. I didn't care about what I was learning about. I didn't think that it was going to apply to me in the future, so I just was like, fuck it. And I don't want that, School has helped me narrow down what I love, though, by giving me the chance to get hands-on with stuff. Exactly. Yeah. That's also the other thing too, right? Where like I love online learning. I like being at home in my comfort zone, but I am going to try to take classes that are in person, because I think, as long as I'm safe with it, it'll benefit me, because I will be able to be hands-on in a similar way. But yeah, essentially, I I decided, okay, master's degree, and I started looking into that a little bit, and there are like all these different options. Like at Berkeley, there is a folklore like master's degree program that I am like, that is probably the trajectory I want to go down, because I love the study of like the stories, mythology, and lore, and how that applies to humans. It's sort of why I feel so like strongly about religion, and like the stories that are built up in religion, like spirituality, like Hinduism especially. I love their stories, and I think it's just so fascinating how it applies to people's lives. And that was another option, you know, another like route I could take is a master's in like religion. I also agree that you don't need school to learn stuff, especially because it's behind a huge unnecessary paywall. Precisely. The paywall is probably the biggest BS ever in life. Ever. I fucking hate it. I hate it. It's part of the reason why like yoga really pissed me off, because it's like, why should anybody have to pay like an arm and a leg to get something that is clearly beneficial and would benefit society as a whole? That's ridiculous. Maybe we'll be able to learn something about that in the future, but I'm just giving y'all a quick brain dump of everything that I'm thinking about. Because then after master's, right, they're like, okay, well, you could also go and get your PhD if you wanted to. And I was like, oh, that's like 5 to 9 years, right, of like intense, just like mastering a very specific thought and then like writing the book about it, essentially. But I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I could do that. Because now I have ideas about that, and like I have interest and thoughts about that. And I'm just like, I have never in my life been somebody who was like, I'm gonna go and get my PhD. I'm gonna be a person who has a PhD. But now I am in a position where I'm like, I could do that. School offers more than education too, though. It gives you access to a network of like-minded people and other less tangible growth opportunities. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Education should be democratized. Yeah. Yeah. I have a minor in religion. I like this stuff too. Yeah. So actually, Joe, with your minor in religion, what was like a big takeaway from that? Does it help you dive into like how people relate to these stories, or is it just about like religion and like this? I don't know. Does it have more to do with the mythology aspect of it, or is it more to do with like the socio-economical or socio like wait, so how do I say this? You know, how it relates to society. I'm not in school yet, okay? I haven't learned all the words. I say fuck that, I'll probably do it. Honestly, Liz, that's sort of how I feel about it as well. Because as much as I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I'm that kind of person, I'm also definitely the person that's like, you know what? I'm gonna be rash today, and I'm gonna just say fuck it. I'm going to school not only to get my bachelor's degree, not only to get my master's degree, but I'm also gonna get my PhD. Because I even have like a very loose idea of what I'd want my like dissertation to be on, and like what my focus would be. And I'm like, yes. I have never felt so like never felt so clear on a path, at least not in a long time. Like this path feels like I can get from point A to point Z, and I just need some help with like the courses that I need to take, but otherwise we can make it. I mean, yes and no, depends upon what class you take, but the way it deals with people today will be more anthro and sociology, like you mentioned. Yeah, so I think that's where I sort of want to live, and that's why I think mythology and all of that is a better path for me. Like, y'all, one of the classes, the restricted elective classes that I can take way later on, it's called Mummies, Zombies, and Vampires, the Anthropology of the Unholy. Like, it's so me. I'm the unholy. Just kidding. It just seems so like, I don't know. It hooked me immediately, and I was like, oh shit. I am going to school for this, aren't I? And they have these 2 different tracks for it. It's like the more hands-on track and then the more like generalized track. And I'm just like, there's so many options. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. That's been my weekend. That's been the stress that it's not even stress. It's good kind of stress, you know? Just the thoughts that I've been having. I'm like constantly checking my email to see what the hell is going on in there. But okay, now enough about me. If you would like to share, if you have like goals, I want to know, like, what are your goals? What's your goal for the next like 5 years? My goal for the next 5 years is to travel to another country at least once, which I'm thinking I'll be able to fulfill within the year. My other goal is to, within the next 5 years, be able to finish school. Yeah, Liz, and no pressure, no rush. You don't have to give an answer if you don't want to. I'm just like curious. Like, I want to hear about everybody else's goals, and like if there's a way we can all help support you, even if it's just by like, you know, regularly checking in with you and be like, hey, how you doing? How is this going? Let me know. Let us know. Let the community know. I'm doing the politician thing. Let the community know. Wait, it's like this? I don't know. Finish up school in the next 5 years. That's the other one. Finish up school in the next 5 years. And potentially know where it is that I want to move once I am done. Okay, finish up my bachelor's degree in the next 5 years. Not anything else, because my master's degree and then potentially the PhD situation could be a little bit longer. I am being ambitious here, but yeah. And within all of that, it's like continue streaming. I'd like to make partner at some point within the next 5 years. I think that'd be really cool. Continue my art. I'd love to start creating art just for me, like personal work, and selling prints and selling stickers and doing just like fun stuff with that. Maybe even like have my art like have a small oh god, what's it called? Like a small gallery, what's it called? An art show, I guess? Like a small art show in a gallery? I think that'd be really fun, right? That's pretty cool. I've done one art show in my life and it was pretty fun. Yeah. And maybe buy a house. Within the next 5 years, at least know where I want to buy a house, or just fucking buy a house. Fuck it, you know? Zora, my love, hello! We're talking about goals. Your 5-year goals. What would you want to see happen for you in the next 5 years? What are the what are the things you want? Okay, Austin says, number 1, build a startup. Number 2, have a child! What? Okay. Number 3, move out of the country. Number 4, teach in some way. Oh my God, I'm like... Justin, yes, your 5-year plan. What's your 5-year plan? I'm sorry, I'm just like, Austin, 5 years is really fuzzy though, so those will probably change. Absolutely, I completely hear you on that. It's just, I get so excited whenever people start talking about that kind of stuff. As much as I've been like, I don't really know if I want kids, I just think it's very exciting to, you know, when people like actively want them. Let me try to think day by day, Justin. Look, and you don't have to. You don't have to have an answer for this. This is not one of those things of like, I need it now or you're done. You can always return to me on another random day and be like, hey, I have my 5-year plan now. I'm ready to talk about it if you're ready to talk about it. Because I'm interested. So Austin wants to build a startup. So Austin, okay, with the startup, I know you said it's fuzzy. Do you have any idea like the direction you'd want to go with it? Or is it just kind of like, you don't really have anything? Sorry, Austin is AFK right now. He's giving CPR after she read his number 2. Sorry. Austin is AFK at the moment. Okay, 5-year plan. Yay! Okay, so Justin says, 1, van life. That's a main goal. 2, responsible dog owner. 3, happy. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes, yes. Van life. Let's go. Have you followed anybody on like Instagram? I'm sure you have, but like have you followed anybody who's like set up their van and or buses or whatever? I watched this girl the other day. She showed her bus situation and it's stunning. Stunning. And it makes me miss having a vehicle to live in. That would be a fun thing. I think to make an amendment to my 5-year, I'd like to also purchase a vehicle to be able to live out of for a bit before I move to another country. And also, Austin, do you have an idea on a country? I feel like Zora and I might have talked about this, but just the YouTuber guy I sent you a while ago. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I have some people that I can send you as well if you're interested, because obviously I had an interest in it. Still do. They seem simple, but they're huge goals for me. Justin, yeah, when we think about goals, let's be very clear about this. Goals do not have to be massive. A goal could be to literally just get through today. Like that can be your goal, and that could be a part of your 5-year goal. Get through every single day. That's completely valid. Like there shouldn't be this pressure to like have these big things happen, even though like I've been talking about school and that's really exciting for me, and other people talk about school or big massive things that they want to make accomplish. Like they seem really big for that person, but like I feel like a big goal can be very relative to the person experiencing it. So yeah, just as a complete side note, like your goals are valid, your dreams are valid, no matter how big or small they may seem to somebody else, or simple rather. Not sure yet. I'm pretty open to ideas and I want to start up with something low stake. Ideally, I'd like to build a few that are progressively larger. Ooh, that is so neat. Yeah, okay. And the Netherlands? Okay, yes, so Zora and I did talk about that briefly. Would you be interested in having like homes in different locations, or do you just want to like move to one country and then that's your base home and then everything else is sort of like you move in and out of it? Let's see. Finish nursing school, partake in a research program. Oh, Zora! That's big, fat, juicy one. I love it. Justin, number 4 is get into fitter shape. I have to tell you about my weekend. Please, yes, I'd love to. Message me. Let me know how your weekend went. Tell me. I saw you posted a picture and you said next time I'll win. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, but it feels like it does. Travel twice a year again. Focus more on slow living and start a family. Oh my God, you guys are so fucking cute. Setting. I love it. I love it, Zora. Yes, travel twice a year again. Travel is so important to you guys, I know. Focus on a slow living. How do you see yourself fulfilling that? Focusing on a slow living. Jesus. Nixie, tell me your 5-year goals. I know you're here. Let's see. Liz, okay. Liz, keep streaming. Streaming has brought me so much joy and I have so much fun on a daily basis because of it. It forces me, not forces, but you know, yes, I do, to actually make time to play games and relax. 2, be fucking happy and let go of the people that bring me down. 3, be a boss-ass bitch with a degree doing whatever the fuck with animals. And 4, become the owner of a massive orchid and vegetable garden space. 5, have a means to travel more. I love it, Liz! Yes! We are speaking this shit into existence, y'all. Speaking it into existence. I love it. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Liz, what would you like to do with your degree after this? Like, is there a specific path you'd like to take with it, or are you just kind of like open to anything with animals? Whatever ends up happening. Also, we need to get yo ass to partner as well. Let's just all get to partner. High fives, everyone. All right, get literally anything published anywhere. Joe, fuck yeah. Yes. Yes. I don't know how I can help with that, but like if you ever want, outside of like, I know we also talked about a comic, and that's not to say like that would be the thing that would get published somewhere, but if you ever wanted me to read something, or I don't know, however I can help with that, please let me know. No more socks. If it makes sense financially and logically for our family, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Ooh, what did I ask though? Oh yeah, multiple homes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I love it. Don't worry. I will also be living overseas, so you'll have another, like, treat my house as your second home, okay? I love how we all have similar goals. We got this, y'all. Exactly, Liz, right? A lot of it has to do with us, like, we're just all trying to find happiness, you know? We're trying to find, like, peace and happiness and what's gonna fulfill us in this life, and fuck yeah, we all fucking get this. Yes, have you seen the challenge? I don't know, Justin, so I don't know what the challenge is at all. I just saw that you posted a picture of it, and I was like, what is this? You're gonna win next time? One goal in the next 5 years, aiming low. Joe, that is brilliant, though. I mean, honestly, you're leaving space for more goals to kind of populate if you need them to, but that's like that's like a massive goal for you, you know? That's a huge goal. And then watch, it'll be like 1 gets published, and then all of a sudden 4 more get published, and you're like, wow, 5 things have already been published. Look, see, anything can happen. Yes, Liz, the slow living life. I could not agree with that more. Nixie, don't have a 5-year plan at the moment, just living day by day right now. No, that's fair. Okay, then I'll let you off the hook. Your 5-year goals, dreams, plans. Just living day by day, making every day matter and count. Let's go. I actually have to stream to become a partner. Austin, it's true. But, I mean, yeah, it's true. Justin, I'm also game for writing if you guys need a third for comics. Ooh. I mean, yeah, honestly, at this point, I've got a project going on that I need to sit and like properly get with Joe about. I have one going on with Tor. I'm interested in this comic stuff. It's just me finding the time for it, you know? And not that I don't have the time, it's me finding like the mental time, you know? Because that's more or less what I'm struggling with right now, is finding the mental time for anything outside of like immediate goals. School being that one. Not sure, LOL, kind of fuzzy still, but I'd love to be involved with research and with endangered species rehabilitation in some way. So far, starting at the zoo seems to be the move. Absolutely, Liz. That's fucking amazing! I watched, there are 2 documentaries on Disney Plus about Jane Goodall. Both of them were phenomenal, but the one that's called Just Jane, not Just Jane, but like Jane, I believe it's Jane, was very, very good. If you're unfamiliar with her, she went over to Africa to study primates, specifically the orangutans. If you're not familiar with her, what the hell have you been doing? But yeah, and she just became this like superstar of research and studying the behavior of primates and how they like relate to people, and then how then she went on to become an advocate for the, you know, environment, particularly the environment that houses the orangutans, and like just inspiring so many people, and it's amazing. And I think, Liz, that's gonna be you next. When I was younger, I used to watch people like Steve Irwin, rest in peace, my fucking uncle, because I feel like he was my uncle growing up, and then like Jeff Corwin, also somebody else. There was somebody else that I also used to watch, but anyway, I would watch them all the time, and I would think to myself, I want to do this as well. Like, I want to save animals. At the very least, I want to get people to understand that the world is important. So I feel that on a very deep level. No more socks, a little same. Our house is your house. Oh yeah. So technically we already have 2 hypothetical houses together. Justin, it's like MTV show, so it's physical challenges week by week and last man standing wins. We just did all the weeks in one day. Justin, what the fuck? I have never heard of this challenge, but it sounds absolutely insane. Insane. So what kind of physical goals do you have? Like, is it something very specific, or do you just want like health and fitness generally for your body and like life? Zora, For slow living, prioritizing my health and relationships over work, disconnect from grind culture completely. Zora, yes, I feel that so much. So much. Particularly the grind culture thing. I've been finding myself distancing a lot. I had mentioned earlier, I don't know if you were here, but like with this whole school journey and like me deciding on what I want to do, it was like, what do I want to do first? What is like interesting to me first? And then second was like how much money I would potentially make if I went into that field, because may not even end up in that field, but if I do, how much money can I make, you know? And it's because I don't want to like root myself into this grind culture. I don't want to be a part of the same, you know, cycle that my parents were in and their parents were in, where we work tirelessly. I asked my mom the other day, like, why are you coming home so late? And she's like, well, you know, work has been busy, whatever, and I even have to come home and do more work. And I'm like, well, are you allowed to shut down, like turn your computer off or whatever? She's like, yeah, but you know, I feel bad because like everybody, like, you know, they need me. And I'm like, yeah, but you just spent like 9 hours at your job and you just came home. I understand you're salaried and you're want to like, you know, like you're not like a supervisor, but like you're, or maybe she is a supervisor. I actually don't know what she is, but she's like not, she's like one of the bosses kind of thing. And I understand all of that, but you need rest in order to function properly. And the fact that like my mom feels guilty about taking rest is heartbreaking. That's also like a big lifetime goal for me, is like to be able to afford to take care of my parents so that they don't have to be in the grind culture either. Like just scoop them right up out of there and be like, here, you live in this life and you are taken care of and loved, and don't worry about anything. I got you. Without then turning to me and me being stuck in the grind culture, right? Like I also don't want to be in that. I want it to be harmonious. Justin, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. of just physical challenges. Okay, well, that actually sounds like a lot of fun, but it also still sounds very chaotic and crazy. Like you're an absolute madman. Good for you. Fuck yeah. What were some of the challenges? Like, what were some of the challenges that you guys had to do? Liz, I'd love to get to partner. My tax forms have been under review for over 2 months now to become affiliate, so it's a little nerve-wracking, but I'm trying to be patient. Twitch support can't do anything. Yeah, Liz, I thought that was supposed to be resolved within like 2 weeks ago or something, or maybe a week ago. Maybe it's this week. What the hell? I'm so sorry. That's so annoying, but don't worry, we're gonna get you're not we. You will get yourself to partner, and we will be there to support you. Yes, I need to do this too. Oh my god, yes. Watch the Jane Goodall stuff, Liz. I think you'll really appreciate it. And it might inspire you to do everything all the more. Like, it's just one of those, I watched it and I was like, what am I doing here? Joe, I'm at least going to start pitching to agents again this week, like I promised myself I would. Joe! Yes! That's so important. Whenever you make a commitment to yourself, keep that promise. Like, be the person that you can rely on so that you can start trusting other people to like be relied on as well. Like, yes, Joe, I fucking love it. Let me know how it goes. I want to know. I can't wait. I can't wait to read your books and whatever, like your writings, all literature that you put out into the world. I did too. Grind culture is really hard to get away from in school. At least for me, it's been, they almost force it into, yeah, well, I hear you on that, Liz. And another one of the reasons why I'm a little apprehensive, because in reading my finance book, right? So y'all like think about this yourselves, okay? Actually, I'm gonna pull it up here, and I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and I want you to think about it. Did anyone watch the series Travelers? Started watching it today. Wonder if it's any good. Oh no, I've never watched it. Travelers. What's it about, Nixie? I was supposed to take up to 60 days, but I haven't heard anything yet. What the fuck, Liz? I'm so sorry. That's annoying. Okay, so I want everybody to consider this inquiry for me. Okay, so this is just this is one question I want you to consider, okay? Actually, 2 questions. Here we go. How did your parents deal with their money? And what were the positives and negatives about money in your life when you were growing up? And I think both of those questions are really like pertinent to my current situation and how I deal with life like choices, because my parents, while we didn't have like a lot of money by any stretch of the imagination, but I always had money. But I would always see my parents struggling and like fighting over it. And one of the big fights that would happen was based on making money versus making time. So like having quality time versus having money. And it was always the struggle of like, we need more money. So like my mom would get upset about like them not having enough money, like my dad needing to find like more work. And then when my dad would find more work, it'd be, well, you're not home enough. And like, you know, nothing against like my mom or my dad, because they both tried their best always. But that sort of plays into how I view my existence now, especially when it comes to the grind culture, because I value my personal time, my self-care. I value my existence as a person outside of my work, and anything that puts that at risk, anything that threatens my peace of mind, I am immediately turned off to it, and I don't want to do it. And that has many times like given me like pause and made me struggle through my successes, because I will hit a point where I'm about to get into a lot more work, a lot more time spent into something, and I stop doing it because I'm like, I don't want to lose out on this time that I have for myself. And so I stress a little bit about that sometimes. Also, this is from this book, Clever Girl Finance. Zora and Austin bought it for me. It's Ditch Debt, Save Money, and Build Wealth by Bola Sokunbi. BOLASOKUNBI. Very good book so far. Oh, it's gonna go terribly. Pitching is brutal. Like you get rejected by 40 agents and cross your fingers that one doesn't. Joe, oh, but I bet that like how do I say this? Getting used to being rejected, I feel like, is such a beneficial skill, because then you become almost like numb to that process. So you do the best you can. You always put yourself, at least I'm assuming you like can put your best self forward, and you're like, this is everything that I have. And if you reject it, that's fine. I'll just go to somebody else. And like, I don't know. I can see how it could be really struggling, and I know that I would struggle with it, and I have struggled with it whenever I have had to do certain like pitches for things. But I feel like getting used to that is like can be very beneficial. You got this. That's why I haven't been doing it lately. You got to be in a mental space where you could take a lot of rejection. Yeah, that's completely fair. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. People from the future take over people that are about to die and try to save the world. Just your basic sci-fi show, I guess. Ooh. Did you mention what it was on, Nixie? Because I have not heard of it. But actually, it kind of sounds familiar. A little bit. It sounds a little familiar. Is it on like HBO Max or... that's exactly how I felt when I went to school. When I went back for nursing, they required to take a student success course that subtly hinted against it. It was eye-opening, and I feel more mentally stable and better grounded because of the lessons learned there. Really? Zora, that actually surprises me. They had you take one of those? I know that I took a student success course way back in the day whenever I initially went to school. I don't remember what was on it at all. Joe, oh, listen, I'm a man. I'm very used to rejection. Oh, Joe. Yeah, but you still have to have your, like, the proper mental space for it. Rejection, you know, it can really fuck with you. I completely get that. I just, keep going, sir. Because your writing, from the very little bit that I've seen, is wonderful. And the right freaking publishing company is going to scoop you up, and they are going to never let you go. Yeah, they need to have more classes like that to give people better tools that work well with each other and individual learns, because they just throw so much at you, and they don't have time to adjust to each learning style. It's true. It's very true. They try very much to fit everyone into a box, and I think sometimes they try their best to like make room, like I would say with like online learning. They're really trying to help with that, even though COVID kind of also helped with that. Fuck COVID, but online learning became accessible to more people, and I feel like it is better for some people who need it. But yeah, I agree with all that you guys are talking about school related. Just with the book, it's really rough. Like, here, why don't you take a look at this labor of love that I poured my heart and soul into for years and tell me you just aren't into it. Can you please do that? That would make me feel great. Yeah. No, I definitely could see how that would be heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Is self-publishing frowned upon? Is it too expensive? Like what about that would be, or is that an option for you, or no, it's not? It's better to do it through a publisher, an accredited publisher. Agreed. I also had an amazing professor teach it. She felt like a personal cheerleader. Aw, yeah. I think that was another thing that I had to like pause and consider, is that now I also have to look into like the professors of each of these classes and figure out, you know, which ones are going to be beneficial and which, you know, are good teachers, which ones are not good teachers, because the teacher can really change the course and how you learn it and what you take from it. Oh, which is another whole thing, right? Like education is so bizarre because it is many parts like the essence of the thing that you're learning. Like these are, you know, experts in their field, so to speak. But then it is also many parts like relative to that person's experience and like very subjective to some degree. Like I know most professors might try to be objective, but it feels very like, you know, like this person is a person and they're fallible and they're gonna have like different biases and opinions, and if they're not good about keeping those at bay, then you're going to have those influences in the class. Self-publishing is really, really tough because there's so many people doing it. It's very difficult to actually get your book in anyone's hands. You have to become your own PR agent and marketing person. And like, I don't want to do that. I want to write. Fuck, I don't even want to pitch. Is there somebody you can hire to pitch for you, or you like writers have to be the one to pitch? Because I'm actually very unfamiliar with that process. I say actually as if like that's surprising. It's not surprising. I'm not a fucking writer, so like of course I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, no, but I hear that. When I was very focused on like art, that is also how I felt. Actually, even right now with streaming, building up to being at this point where I am now more willing to put myself out there and like market myself a bit more by going on different social media apps and working on stuff to post and whatever, and like basically, you know, marketing myself. Before I built myself up to that, I was like, I just want to do the thing that I love doing. I just want to draw when I was doing my art stuff and like very focused on trying to make that happen. I just want to stream. I don't want to have to do all this extra work. I want to just stream and have somebody else take care of everything else. A manager, please. But then, you know, money and shit. Not really, you have to do it. You can get people to help you write your pitch letter and all that, but there's no agency that'll do the pitching for you. I've looked. It's considered a part of the publishing process. Let's switch the publishing process, Joe. Maybe that's your calling. Create a pitching service. You don't have to pitch. You get employees. Like you just build the company and then you get employees to do it. And then all of a sudden that finances your desire to write, and you just have to sit and write while the pitching company does the pitching and you do your writing. I don't know. Communication is 100% key, even with a bad professor. If you tell them when you're struggling, 9 times out of 10 they will turn around and help you. I've had real assholes, but some of the bad ones actually turned out to be very helpful when I told them the truth instead of just giving up on asking questions. Really? Yeah, I think, but that sounds like such a, like, I don't know. Seems like such a struggle, right? To have to go through wading through all the like shitty professors. It's work I didn't feel like doing for sure. Yeah, like it's not work that you should have to do, you know? You're already the student. You have enough shit going on. You shouldn't then have to also struggle with a fucking asshole of a teacher. With that in mind, teachers are people, and I understand that. I mentioned that already. Like, fallibility is a thing, and having bad days or whatever, but it just sucks. Yeah, like, that sucks. I'm glad, though, that your experiences with that have been relatively positive. Like, that's wonderful. I think that's great. But I don't know. Negative experiences are bound to happen. They're part of the process, I guess. Not that we really want them, but they are what they are. Thank you all for sharing your goals with me. Jeez, this is all very exciting. Everybody has some really incredible goals, whether it's just living day by day, making shit happen as we can, to moving to different countries, startup companies, streaming more consistently, working with fucking animals, being a badass bitch, writing a book, or not even writing a book, getting something that's written published, focusing on getting like a van, physical health, mental health, emotional health. It's all wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope that we all can fulfill it in the time that we want to fulfill it. I know we can do it, but just in the time frames that we give ourselves. It's good to be like both flexible and rigid, I guess, with it, you know? Make space for more or less time, but stay focused on the goals. You can always drop class 2. I've done it. Yeah, ideally, I would just rather, I just want this experience. When I go to school, when I get this situated, I really hope that the experience is as streamlined as possible. I know that it might not be. I get that, but I really hope that it's as streamlined as possible. Because because I feel very rigidly about the time frame that I've set up for myself. I want to be able to complete all of this within, 4 years. Gosh, my nose is so itchy. That's my goal. 4 years of a bachelor's degree, and then, however long it takes for the master's degree, and then wherever we go next. The coolest part, y'all, well, not the coolest part, there's so many cool parts about it, but a cool part about this shit is that I could potentially study abroad. That'd be so much fun. There are also some sites here in Florida that I could go to, but I immediately was like, no, why would I do that? I've lived here my whole life. I really don't care. I mean, okay, that's not true. I care about what's happening here, but I love studying broads. Ew. Joe. Just kidding. As long as you go in with the mindset that things always change and don't always go the way you thought they would, you'll be fine. Sometimes we didn't think of a path before us, but it ends up being better than the one we planned. Yeah. That's so true. Could not agree with that more. The flexibility of that. And honestly, that was also another part of this path that I found exciting. I was looking up the career options for anthropology, even after getting your master's degree. And it's just, the job can be anything, anywhere. It can go from you're working in an office setting, because I read that a lot of big corporate companies are actually looking for anthropologists in order to understand people and how they can better purchase their products. But then you can also work in like the historical sites, as I mentioned, or museums or whatever, something that's a bit more seems more focused on anthropology. And the fact that it's not guaranteed where I might end up is so relieving to me. Like, I am not going to be stuck on one thing forever. If you've known me for any stretch of time, you know that with all the interests I have, it is an impossibility to keep me in one spot, in one thing forever. It's impossible. Zora and Austin have tried. Zora and Austin are like, pick a focus. And I'm like, I've got 5. I'll do all of them. Don't worry about it, you guys. I'll figure it out. There's a school in Granada. Look, I actually looked up a couple of different schools, and I can take my master's and my potentially study PhD stuff anywhere. So I've got options. Yeah, and if look, oh my god, that excites me so much, Zora. I'm overwhelmed. I am overstimulated right now by all the excitement. This was me Friday night, because I decided, at 11 o'clock at night, I was going to go through and find all the coursework that I need to do and talk to Zora a little bit about where I need to go next, what I need to focus on next, and one thing led to another, and all of a sudden I was like knees deep in anthropology information, and I'm so excited. And I can just, the fact that like we can learn anything and we can go anywhere and we can do anything, it's a very privileged situation to be in for me specifically, but it is also very exciting. Like I can't help but be excited about where I can go and what I can do and how the opportunities are endless. My nose is so itchy. I'm so sorry. Like just on this one side. The reason I went back to school is because I felt stuck. Liz, yes, agreed. If you don't mind me asking, and please, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but like what about life was making you feel stuck? Was it just a matter of like you didn't know which way to go? When you went to school initially, what was your like goal? What was your like study, your focus? Because I think that's what a lot of people struggle with, right? Is we feel stuck. And sometimes I feel like it's a little unfortunate that when we feel stuck, we immediately think, let's go back to school. Because of that paywall, especially here in America, like it can be so challenging, so difficult, but it's also, it could be a good thing too, I feel stuck, so I'm gonna go back to school and educate myself and learn something. I'm very excited. The future is so bright. We all get stuck, right? We all are still just trying to figure out what the frick we're doing and where the frick we're going. I was in a job that had no ladder. I worked at a toxicology lab, and I was a data entry job and had a lot of favoritism. I felt stuck at a 9-to-5 desk job, and I hated it so much I wasn't happy. Yep. I hear that a lot too. The 9-to-5 grind is awful. It is awful. Actually, literally, truly awful, especially if it is not something that you are, like, you've dreamt about and you gone to school for and you love. School does offer a sense of freedom. It's at such a high cost. And that sucks. I'm so eloquent. I was making money but never had time to go anywhere or do anything fun. Yo, I feel that. I felt like I learned everything I could learn at my job and it was absolutely soul crushing. I needed more mental stimulation. Yeah, that's also another aspect to it, isn't it, Zora? Some people, like, especially whenever you plateau in a position, it's just like with working out in your body. Like you plateau, and plateauing can be okay if you like just being in the same comfort zone. You're not like growing or degrading, but yeah, I would agree with that. The mental stimulation aspect of it as well. Yeah. I am also the kind of person that needs to constantly be mentally stimulated. If my I don't want to settle on one thing didn't make that clear enough. This is kind of actually completely unrelated, but so I was thinking, and I had mentioned this already, that the 1-year anniversary of like me being an affiliate here on stream is this month. I don't remember the day specifically, but I was thinking about hosting something next month, but I'm contemplating, mostly because Tor got a hold of me and he's like, why would you wait a month when we can make it happen on Friday? And I was like, I don't have the time or the mental capacity to make something happen on Friday. And he's like, don't worry, I'll help you. So I might do something on Friday for Friday's stream day, to celebrate my 1 month, or pardon me, 1 year, anniversary. Uh, I might, I might ask people what they think they would like to see, but it has to be well within like the means that I have and can do. um, I'm a person that can't stay in one place, and I love learning new things and meeting new people, and that was not it for me. Liz, I could not agree with you more on that. I hear you. Yeah. And good for you for making that choice to, it's a very big and scary choice to move out of like a comfort zone. Even if it's not comfortable, you know, like we get comfortable in the uncomfortable because it's just something we know that is consistent. So I love it. I fucking love it. That's so exciting. Karaoke. Yeah. So karaoke is definitely on my mind. I was thinking different things like maybe like it's a get ready with me in the morning where we just chat because I'll need like the time to get my brain ready. Tor was thinking of doing a blindfold eating challenge for me because there's a lot of foods that he's like, you would love it if you tried it this certain way, like if it was cooked this way, and I'm like, nah. Like for instance, like pineapple on pizza, and he's like, okay, well, why don't we do like a blindfold eating challenge so like my best friend, I don't know, feeds me food or something. I said, did I say, oh, karaoke was another one that I was thinking about doing. Games, obviously I love games. Maybe I'll do games with chat. We'll do different games with chat. I have like 4 or 5 different games that I could potentially do online with everybody. No, you can't do the pizzas. And look, I completely agree with you, Liz. I think it is trash, but Tor insists that it could be good. And so I'm like, okay, I'll try. Jackbox is fun. Yeah, so maybe like a Jackbox thing. I don't know. I was also thinking like doing, okay, and then this one's one of those like pandering to, I don't know. This is a pandering one, but like maybe if not something with like art, because I love art, I'll do yoga on stream because, you know, I have personal flows that I like doing. It's not going to be a teaching stream because I do not want that liability on my butt, but it'll be, you know, like doing yoga, not yoga with me. No, it'll just be like doing yoga on stream. Yes, but yoga stream. Yeah. So maybe that, I don't know. I've never done anything quite like this. And so I just have to figure out what I want to do, but it just feels so overwhelming. So if we don't do it this Friday, we might do it. Let me see. What does our calendar look like? If we don't do it this Friday, maybe we'll do next Thursday because that'll be the 31st of the month. So, you know, whatever feels fun for you, we'll have fun no matter what. Aw, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to make it like fun for you all, and fun for me, and I don't want it to be too overwhelming or stressful. But yeah, I also, I sometimes see people doing things like with their like physical body, like changing stuff, like shaving their heads and stuff. And I don't want to do anything like that. I think maybe I'll do like, because I want one already, at like a certain X number of subs, I'll get a septum pierce because I've wanted one anyway, but I don't know. I have to think about it. I have to think about it a little bit more, but that's going to be something that we're going to try doing because it's been a year. It's been a year of streaming, of ups and downs, of learning a lot. And I want to celebrate it. I just have to figure out how. So if you have other ideas, DM me on like, if you have my Twitch, Instagram, it is nikkiHooray.twitch. Sorry, nikkiHooray.twitch. You can DM me there, or you can DM me on Discord if you have Discord. Eat an entire spiral cut ham on stream. Oh my god, Joe. I do love meat. So maybe an entire spiral cut ham. I'm gonna revisit this stream when I'm done, so I'm not gonna write the ideas down right now because I only have so much hand space. But yeah, you could. Oh my god, can I have some? Oh my god, Julian, are you here? Yeah, you can have some. Oh my god, you could do art request stream where you do little doodles requested by viewers that makes up a bigger art piece. Ooh, that's good too. Oh, I like it. Yeah, definitely would do something with art because obviously we do art here on the stream every now and then when I'm feeling up to the task. So yeah, like games with chat, art requests from chat for like certain bits or something or another. Yeah. Maybe like for like the top tier subscribers or like gift subscribers or something, I can give like personal art drawn like from my hand and send it to them in the mail so that when I'm a famous artist slash anthropologist, research scientist, philanthropist, they can, you know, sell it for a lot of money. Oh my god, I love Julian so fucking much. He's like community and streaming goals. Nope, I keep it. Okay, well, I mean, yeah. People can do whatever the hell they want with it at that point, but yeah, it'll become priceless one day. Don't worry. Don't worry, it'll become priceless one day. But yeah, I'm thinking that those are some of the ideas. Karaoke, spiral cut ham. I think eating is a big one. I think eating on stream gets a lot of people, especially whenever it's like a ridiculous thing. So I think the eat something that my like friend made me is a good one, and then maybe eat something to failure. Just to make myself absolutely sick. You know. Eating is a good one. I know a lot of people like do hair color changing or a baking stream, right? Everyone's name on a cupcake. Oh my god, that's so cute. Yeah, maybe we do that. I'll buy an easy bake oven. I'll send you 2 gallons of chili. Yo, wait, no. Joe, no. No. Please, no. Please, no. I would die. I would actually die. It would be my 1-year anniversary of streaming and my first day of death. My childhood dream. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I like the baking idea. I also never got an easy bake oven. I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I did. I think my friends got one, but I never got one either. It was a sad thing. I also wanted one of those like tiny little cars that you sit in and they drive themselves. Because I really liked as a kid pretending like I was a driver. Meep meep. Get over. I'd say as a child. Cupcakes. Baking. Baking could be a fun one. Baking could be a really fun one. And I'll write everybody's names on the cupcakes or whatever it is that we bake. Maybe I'll get like some fun cookie cutter shapes and I'll decorate them for y'all. We're allowed to like, never mind. I'll look into it later. I did have one of those. My stepdad dumpster dove for it. Oh my god, that's so great. Hell yeah. I felt like the Flintstones. Oh my god. Yeah, those are so much fun in like from a distance. Oh my god. Now all I can think about is the Flintstones and how like they literally were just Flintstone cars. Yellow and red Flintstone cars. That's so funny. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. It's either going to be this Friday or next Thursday. Depends on whenever I can get everything situated. Because I tend to be one of those people when it comes to planning where I'll be like, it'll be a small thing. I'll just do a small little gathering. And then all of a sudden I'm like planning out this enormous event with all these different like things happening. My birthday stream, it was a birthday, like a 9-hour birthday stream. That went over really well. I was surprised by that. It went over really well. We did a fundraiser for, I believe it was the National Latinos and Hispanic Society. I need to check and verify that, but we did that. It was a 9-hour stream. It was really awesome. Lots of people donated. I love birthday streams. I'm probably going to do another charity birthday stream this year in August. But so I know I can do it. It's just doing it, you know? The build-up is challenging. 90s babies, it's true. We had those things that you like, the little fairies that you pull back a string and it zips all the way up into the sky, and if it hits you, it hurts because the wings were plastic. That could be a fun thing, like something with I think I have to speak to a friend of mine, but I might even be able to have a giveaway for something. Giveaways could be fun. Giveaways are fun, but ideally I want the giveaway to be something that I don't have to spend a whole lot of money on, because right now your girl's trying to save for big things. So we need to make sure that money is not an issue, you know what I'm saying? I loved those so much. Yeah, they were super fun. They were scary, but they were fun. And then they came out with like, they had like the girl version for a really long time, and then they came out with like the boy. But I also sometimes thought about it as like pansexual, like non-gender conformed one, because it was just short hair, but it was still really cute. Lisa Frank, I had all her stuff. I also had some Lisa Frank stuff. I wasn't a huge fan of Lisa Frank. I didn't necessarily like the rainbow vibe, but I could appreciate her. I appreciated her art style, or the art style, anyway. It was fun. It was fun. But I was thinking something like 90s vibe could be fun. Maybe like I don't fucking know. I'll have to think about it. I just gotta think about it. Maybe I'll do like a poll or something somewhere. I'll keep asking questions. Everything that you guys suggested so far sounds amazing, and I'm really looking forward to it. The spiral ham in particular, I think, is a really solid one, Joe. But we'll see. We shall see. Today has been so nice. Thank you so much for being here, for chatting, for hanging out. Thank you for sharing, again, your goals with me. Stop taking me seriously. That's not my job here. It's too late. It's too late, Joe. The thing is that I'm gonna have to up the ante. I am chaos incarnate sometimes, so you'll throw out something that seems really like she would never do this, and then I do it. Don't test me. I am terrible at not taking dares. It's been a very fun day today. It's been a very fun day. I needed this conversation. I needed this chat. I had a lot of pent up like feelings and energy inside of me for all the things that I am doing. And I appreciate you all listening and just being there and sharing with me in return. It has really put me at ease. Oh, Liz, thank you. Breathe. Thank you for that breath reading. If you haven't today, taken a really deep breath. Make your low belly go out when you inhale to fill it up like a balloon. And And then exhale out of your mouth. Let go of that stress. Let go of that worry. Release the heat from your body. Thank you, Liz. I got this. You got this. We got this. Everybody together. We can do this thing called life. We can make our dreams come true. We can make our goals happen. So, I look forward to whatever challenges you throw my way, Joe, in the future. Those should be fun. I'm thinking we might call this a little early today. Usually I go until about 12 o'clock, but I feel like I'm coming down from the hype a little bit. I've got a lot that I need to think about, school-wise, year celebration-wise. Do you guys see the difference of my skin? Look at my leg versus my arm. Jesus. Oh my God. This is me working outside all the time. Oh, but look, it changes color as I go up. Okay, now it looks similar. Oh, Jesus. What is happening? You got this too. One step at a time. Build an entire Smurf village reproduction. Okay, yeah, but seriously, I would do that too. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. It would be very expensive and time consuming, but I would do it. Joe. Gotta think bigger. Bigger, bro. Let's take a look. Does anybody have anybody in mind that they would like to raid? Any friends who are online right now? Maybe we can spread the love to people in the community who already have favorites. Maybe babies. Smurfs! I missed them. Out of the spiral ham. Oh, there's the ante, huh? Okay. I would still try, Joe. And honestly, I'd probably succeed. It reminds me of, there's this YouTube channel, on YouTube. There's a channel on YouTube where this woman, she basically crafts things all the time, and she gets just these like random ideas. And she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it, but I'm gonna try and make it. And she's like really good at building, so usually she does a good job at it. But I could be the next that, you know. I'm not trying to take her spot or anything, but just, you know. Smurfs, I miss them. Nobody's live for me right now except you and Gab Smolders. Oh my god. I can't raid Gab Smolders as much as I would love to. I don't want to be perceived by her yet. I don't. Oh my god. She is amazing, and I would feel okay. I'll look for somebody else, because maybe another day we could do Gab Smolders when I'm feeling more like good. Have a great rest of your Monday. Glad I could catch your Monday streams. Yeah, thank you so much, Liz. I greatly appreciate you coming in and chatting, and again sharing with me all of your insight, all of your goals and dreams. Truly I am grateful for everybody being so willing to share with me today. Again, I already mentioned this a second ago, but this morning and even last night I was sleeping and feeling very anxious, and this morning I woke up being very anxious, and this has really helped to calm me down a little bit. I almost canceled stream because I was so all up in my head about shit. So thank you. It means a heck ton. Ooh, wait, actually, oh god damn it. I'm just gonna do this. My computer is not wanting to function properly. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. Look forward to a 1-year anniversary stream coming up within the next couple of weeks, or pardon me, days, 2 weeks. We are going to do our best to make it happen. Lots of fun things will happen. I might start pitching some, or trying to get some more ideas from people if I need it. But otherwise, You all are wonderful. I truly hope that all of your dreams come true. Your dreams come true. You can meet all of your goals. I think we can do it together. I will be talking a lot more about schooling within the next couple of months to years. So please, if you enjoy that conversation, stick around. We talk about a lot of stuff here, lots of life stuff. I want to know more about you if you're willing to share, and if not, I love that you lurk in the backdrop and you hang out with me and just listen to all the rest of us chit-chatting together. It's a nice little space to be in, so thank you. Thank you, Austin, for the resub for 12 fucking months. We are, oh my god, a whole year. Crazy. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna let you guys go now. We are going to start the raid. And Liz, I love that you're here. You guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy it. Make the most of it. Make great choices. I love you with everything. And I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday where we game. See you later.